Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. Happy Tuesday to you. I love to hear how your day is going. Mine is going really, really busy today, and my kind of favorite day. And actually, I had sushi for lunch, for those of you who are asking. Amazing time with my kids. So let me tell you, I would love to see if you could share with me what city, of course, that you're joining me from here today. And if you're joining us on the replay, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please include in comments the word replay so I'll catch your review, because I really want to know who you are. I certainly don't want to miss you. And if you're joining us live, well, hello, and welcome to the show. Let's start with the stock market. Let you know how everything fared. The Dow closed up 104 points. The NASDAQ also up 62 points. NASDAQ also for the party, up 10 points. So overall, very, very positive day, right? Lena, it's so great to see you from the Bay Area, beautiful Bay Area. And I know you love sushi. I love sushi. Lena, you're going to be in for a treat because I'm excited to share with you and welcome you to the first episode of our special series where a couple of times each week until January of next year, I'll be joined with some of the smartest financial minds to give you the tools to level up and make your money for 2021. We'll be featuring the top names in personal finance. We have educators, reporters, and more. Some of my favorite financial pros, as together we share our best tips, advice, and hacks to get you to jumpstart your journey towards financial independence. So I'm so excited because today is our first episode. And so I want to introduce, please meet my friend, Carmen Reinicke. Carmen is a reporter at CNBC, where she covers all things personal finance with a focus on building financial literacy. You can see why we started with her. She has previously covered the U.S. economy and markets at Business Insider, and has also written for Bloomberg News and Business Week. Carmen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Winnie. Glad to be here.
Well, it's an honor, and I'm going to tell you, I've loved collaborating with you through the years, and of course, I love to read your content. Today, I'm excited because you're going to lead us, and we're going to talk about some holiday personal finance tips. Many of us probably can relate. I would love to hear, first of all, Carmen, what do the holidays look like for you right now? Are they different? I'm sure many of us holidays look very, very different this year versus last year. How about you?
Yeah, so this year they're very different because of the coronavirus pandemic, which pretty much everyone is dealing with. Usually the holidays would be spent with my family, either in southern Wisconsin, where I grew up, or in the Southwest, where my mom is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This year, no traveling, so I'm here in Brooklyn, New York. And just having, smaller get-togethers, me and my roommate, that sort of thing. And Zooming as many, family and friends as I can to stay connected and, still see everyone for the holidays.
Yeah, I think that's similar for us here as well. I mean, that's how sort of we dealt with Thanksgiving as well. We sort of celebrated really small, and then we definitely utilized FaceTime and Zooming to its full potential. Imagine I think many of you are watching can probably relate to that. We all really miss traveling, and I don't know. It seems like this year I've been talking to a lot of clients as well as people who've now looking for financial advice. And one thing they continue to say is, because we can't see each other, we can't be eating together, we're feeling a lot more stress, right? And the holidays usually can add a lot of stress to households' finances anyway. I know one of the stresses that I have is sometimes it's just really hard to figure out the perfect gift, especially like my business partner is a great example. He really has everything. But I'm so grateful to him for being so wonderful and kind throughout the year. And I feel like I want to do something special. But, for many of us, we also don't want to create havoc on our budget. So,
exactly.
For those special people in your life, Carmen, and maybe people, many of your readers, what would some of your suggestions be? How do you think we should manage?
Yeah, so you brought up one thing that I think is probably helping people's, budgets this year, which is that if you're not traveling, that has potentially freed up maybe some money in your budget that could go towards gifts or it could go to something else like saving. For me personally this year, I think that gifts are a little bit less of the focus just because I'm not with my family. It's just so different to, mail someone a gift than give it to them in person. So for me, gifts are smaller. They're a little bit more maybe sentimental or experiential, actually thinking about something, we can do in the future. But in that way, that can be nice. It, frees up a little bit of a budget if you're not giving someone, something big. One thing that I always think is really helpful going into the holidays is setting your budget before you shop. And this year is no exception. I think for most people, the holidays will be different, and the budgets might be different this year. So just deciding what you're going to spend on each person before you start shopping is so important. And then you can shop with that budget in mind. So, looking for smaller things or looking for maybe a gift card or something that could support a local business. I know that's like personally for my family, that's what I'm looking at. It's like what things can support a local business right now, like a local restaurant, a gift card to something like that where they can order, a nice takeout, a nice dinner. So supporting the economy, trying to help restaurants, businesses that have been really hit by the coronavirus pandemic. And also, sending something nice and maybe a little different to your family members that are, also stuck at home and, might be sick of cooking. So that's what I've been trying to think about this year, is what ways I can, sort of do double duty with gifts and, supporting a local business, supporting the economy, and giving it an experience that adds a little bit of variety to our, quarantined lives.
Absolutely. And I love that. I love what you say that. And actually, for those of you who are watching and following, we're doing something very special going into the holidays, and we want to make sure that you know how much we appreciate you. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be giving out a gift card later on during the show. And we're going to ask Carmen to pick one of you out so we can send you a little something, as we work towards financial independence. And I want to say, I love what Carmen says. Think about creating and thinking about being sentimental, creating something that's really meaningful, something smaller, and something, she also says something experimental. So it could be like an experience driven, or it could be a meal, something that really is very thoughtful, but doesn't create a lot of havoc to your budget. And that's a really important thing, because we realize that our loved ones don't want us to put our budgets in jeopardy just to get them something special. The people that really care and love you in life, I believe anyway, and I think Carmen agrees too, that they feel that way. They want to make sure that you're okay, and they know this isn't forever. Lena, who's joining us, she said something really funny. She said, one of my coworkers always asks me to get him Bitcoin coins. That's a funny coworker. I just got to say, we're not going to comment more than that. And then Get It Hair, who's joining us, says, I've prepared gifts I made. Waffle mix. I love that. Waffle mix cookies. Talk about thoughtful. Carmen, I don't know about you. I think I would really dig waffle mix too, huh?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, one thing that I've been doing a lot now that I'm here by myself, missing my family for the holidays, is baking all of our traditional things. So any new baking would be great as well. It's also something to do with a great outcome. You get to eat.
Okay, Carmen. So let's hear it. What's your favorite baked item so far during the pandemic?
So far, so I made pie this year for the first time by myself, including the crust. That was pretty exciting.
What kind of pie though?
So I did pecan pie and a pumpkin pie. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I've been so wanting to make the pecan pie. Wow, that's incredible. Hopefully you shared a photo on the gram, right? So we could see. Well, that's awesome. All right. Well, Carmen, with the holidays coming, and it's actually practically here, do you use a holiday budget? And you talked about this a little bit before, but when we're thinking, I will tell you, those of you who are watching, we're actually going to be launching a holiday budget worksheet. So definitely sign up and take a look at my budget worksheet next week, because we're actually going to release that free budget worksheet that you can download and start to use. And a lot of that, what that's going to go to comes from people like Carmen, who I follow for for great advice there. Do you personally keep a holiday budget, Carmen?
I do. So I think it's super important to decide well in advance what your budget is going to be. I also happen to have a lot of family members that have birthdays around the holidays. So I think that just gives me extra incentive to really plan. So I know what I'm spending for a birthday, I know what I'm spending for the holiday. And I really try to break it down like by family member, by friend, and, stick to that dollar amount. Some ways to do it. I actually am a little old school. I've always just kind of either written it out or used like an Excel spreadsheet, so you can like really track everything that way. And having it actually written down and thought out helps you stick with it. And then you can shop and look for deals, or maybe make something, or come up with an experience that would be a fun thing to gift that's within your budget.
So do you have any best tips, Carmen, for creating a budget, or do you adjust it year to year? I mean, it sounds like when I think about your budget that you talked about, I almost am thinking like the Santa list, where it has a name, it's color coded, it has an amount, and then you sort of just go down the line. But I'm sure it's actually pretty happy event because it's for the holidays. But do you adjust this every year? I'm guessing for sure this year.
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, every year it's going to be a little different depending on what other financial goals you had, what other, maybe you took a trip, didn't happen this year, and you feel like you have a little bit less to spend, or maybe, you got a new job and you have a little bit extra income, so you've been able to save a little more. I think it's good to reset every year. Things change, and especially as we've seen in 2020, things can really drastically change in just a couple of months. So it's something I go through every year, try to, in maybe like October, November, look over it, see where I'm at for the year, think about what I want to spend or what I'm doing for, the holidays. It also matters like where I'll be. And then go from there. Yeah, exactly. Color code, make the list, think about what things people will most appreciate.
I love that. I'll share with you I'm going to build on what you suggested, because I love this. And for Get It Hair, your tip, I'm going to build on this. I love this idea. And I want to say a quick hello to CrossX Fighter that's also joining us from YouTube. It's great to see you as well, my friend. One thing I would build on is, since you're coming with a waffle mix or cookie dough mix or whatnot, consider this, because this is something we've done with multiple friends and family members. Maybe give the same gift to multiple families and then host a bake-along, via Zoom. So someone as talented as Carmen could do a pecan pie bake-along. How cool would that be? Where she teaches us how to make the crust and everything else. And that's truly, I think, the spirit of the holidays. And I think in most cases, I don't know the price on pecans right now, Carmen, but I'm guessing that's not going to kill the budget. Certainly, I think waffles is probably a great thing too. But that's what I've been doing a lot during the pandemic. For example, one of the gifts, my kids don't know this and they're not watching, so I'll share this with you, is I got when one of the games that the kids, they don't even know they want it, but I'm sure they're gonna want it I bought a game that was on sale. I think it was at Best Buy or something, and I bought like 4 copies of it. Okay. And it was really, really cheap. I think it was at less than $10 a copy. But then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give the same copy to all their friends. And then come the holidays, when they open up, they can all play together, and it goes beyond the game, because it's really the social aspect of coming together. And so think about that. I would think about not only the item and the cost, but what future experiences can come from that item, that if you're going to go to the strategy. I think one thing with the pandemic has shown us that we can really get quite simple and spend less and really sort of downsize our stress and our financial stress and our budgets, and actually feel like we have more meaning in life. So I'm guessing, Carmen, that pecan pie that you made felt more delicious than any pecan pie you have had at some fancy place.
Yeah, it was great. And it was, it was also a fun thing to, share with my mom, who, gave me tips. She's usually the person I'd be baking with. Share with my grandma, also someone who I learned to bake with. So you're right, there are just so many things this year. You can incorporate your family, even if you're not together. Luckily, we have technology to do a Zoom. Some of my other families are trying to figure out how to do a Zoom white elephant, where you do like a little $5 gift. So yeah, this is really the year to get creative, I think.
I love that. Yes, this is the year to get creative. Great strategy. All right. So my last question, Carmen, before we jump into our speed round is, so what's your best year-end personal finance strategy? Because we need some tips going into the new year, Carmen. Do you have a tip that you think everybody should know about?
I mean, my tip or my strategy is, really take the time to sit down and take stock of the year. So many things have changed this year. We've all had, our lives impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. And so really sitting down, making an event and going through everything, your savings plan, your spending, your cash flow, what's coming in, what's going out, and seeing where you're stacking up against your goals and planning for next year. I think that's the best tip. And making sure you have all your W-2s, because there's nothing that's less fun than trying to track those down.
Yes, make sure you have all your W-2s, your 1099s, all that stuff around right now. It's coming into your mailbox. So, get a big cardboard box, stick all your mail in it. I always do the strategy of checking mail every Friday after work, just so that way nothing gets lost. Because, our TurboTax and our accountants won't be so happy if we forget anything. Carmen Reinicke, amazing. I love this. All right, we're having so much fun. I think it's time for a little bit of speed round. What do you think?
All right. Yes, let's.
All right, those of you who've been part of this interview, you actually know the answer to Carmen's first question. Let's see if you're paying attention. So, Carmen, let me ask you this. In terms of budgets, are you on team paper or are you on team tech?
Yes, I'm a little bit of both. I definitely do paper, and then for, things that are maybe a little bit more off the cuff, and then tech for, the bulk of everything else. But I'm a very digital and analog person. I also keep a GCal and a paper planner. So I really do both.
You have redundancy. I love that. Brilliant, really spoken like a true planner. All right, Carmen, let's dream a little bit. You get a $1 million check, $1 million. Do you invest or do you save? Do you do both? And as a bonus to that question, what's one thing that you would splurge on?
Yes, I would definitely do both. I would, I guess, invest in myself, pay off those student loans, save the majority. The one thing that I would definitely splurge on, especially here in New York City, is an apartment or a house, something that I would own, where I could live.
That would be amazing. You probably need more than $1 million in New York City, but it would be a beautiful place.
It might be small. It might be just a 1-bedroom, but that's okay.
That's okay. I know some of you are listening, $1 million for 1 bedroom. That's right. That's New York for you, my friends. Now, last question, Carmen. If you were in a movie, what celebrity would you want to play you?
Yes, Aubrey Plaza all the way. She's so great. I feel like we both have dark hair. She's Latina, which I love. So got to represent. And I think she's a fantastic actress. So
she is phenomenal. What a great fit. I love that. And actually, wonderful. And I think Lena actually says that she uses an envelope labeled tax, and she drops in all her tax-related documents. I love that. All right, Carmen, let's do something. This is the holiday season. It's the time of giving, right? And we want to give some things out to you. We have Krispy Kreme gift cards, my friends. Can you see them? There we go. We got Krispy Kreme gift cards that we would like to give out. So do me a favor right now. Go ahead, and if you want one of these, just put in comments, put gift card, #gift card, right in comments, so we can see if you would like me to send you a gift card. So that way, Carmen can see who all of you are. Just #gift card if you want a gift card, #gift card. I don't know. Have you ever had Krispy Kreme donuts, Carmen?
I have. So in Wisconsin, when I was growing up, there was not a Krispy Kreme, like a local one, but I remember going on a trip to the place where they actually like roll out, just, mind being blown. So
I feel like they're so good. They're like the perfect little like fluffy donut,
Right? It's a classic donut.
Classic. Yeah, I think my kids can eat like a dozen in one sitting. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I have you tried making donuts yet, Carmen, at home?
Oh my gosh, no, that might be in like a couple weeks when I like really get into the swing of things. I feel like
I've never done it either, but I'm really curious to see. I feel like Get It Hair probably has made donuts. I
definitely
have not done. I can't even make. Let me tell you, I can't even make shrimp tempura, and that's supposed to be not that difficult. But yeah, I can't make donuts. All right, so we have quite a few of our friends right now interested in the gift card. So let's do this. Let's have Carmen pick two of you, and then one of the producers on my team will reach out to you for a mailing address so we can send this to you. Because let me tell you, it's burning a hole in my hand right now. I want to send this to you, and it's the season of giving. So Carmen, since this is our kickoff, why don't we give out three? Because I got a whole bunch of them here.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Do you want me to start saying names that I'm seeing?
Yeah. Why don't you pick some of our friends here to send them a gift card?
Let's do Carlos. I saw that one pop up.
Carlos, gift card.
Mia, yes. All right. What about Lena? She was in there.
Oh, we love our Lena. Woohoo, Lena.
Yes. And then one more.
One more.
All right. Cross X Spider.
Woohoo. All right.
Creams. Yes.
Now, Carmen, I feel like if we give this to them, which we will, we'll send this to you. Can you do us a favor? Next time you come into the show, after you have your donut, can you just let us know which flavor you chose? Because I'm always really curious about, what kind of donuts everybody likes to eat. Carmen, what's your favorite Krispy Kreme donut?
Honestly, I love the classic. They're just so good. You can get them fresh. That's my childhood memory that I'm sticking with.
Yeah, and then I'm going to tell you something. For those of you who are parents like myself, if you go with kids, of course it's pre-pandemic. When you go with kids and they see the little heads, they give them samples. If you have 3 kids like me, by the time you make it through the sample line, you're just like, do you need more donuts? But of course the kids, they need more donuts. So so fresh bake is absolutely the way to go, right, Lena? Well, thank you so much. Carmen, I'm going to tell you, I love collaborating with you. If you don't follow Carmen already, I highly recommend you do. She's definitely one of my favorites on CNBC. She adds so much value for her readers across the board. And she really brings articles and topics that are going to be information that you're going to want to learn about. In fact, we just recently collaborated on an article about how you can actually find your financial advisor on social media.
Yeah.
And, it was such a fun, such a fun way to collaborate on. So thank you, Carmen, so much for what you do for so many people that read your articles. And I got to say, I feel like you should do more video too, because you're amazing.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Winnie. I'm so happy to be on the show. And it's also just great to collaborate with you. And I love talking personal finance. So.
Well, selfishly, I really want you back. So do know I'm going to reach out to you again. But Carmen, where's the best place people can follow you and your content, all the new developments that you have? Which one?
Yeah, definitely. So Twitter is great at CS Reinicke. And you can also follow my profile on CNBC.
Wonderful. And here she is. So definitely give her a follow, and you can turn on the little bell too. So that anytime she tweets something, you actually could get an alert, which is super, super helpful for all. Let me tell you, because I love my team CNBC. That's a really great way, especially to follow reporters. So thank you, Carmen, and thank all of you for tuning in as we talk trending and real news that you can use. So please continue to send me your questions and comments by just responding here, or you can even email them to me on our website, because your questions questions continue to help so many of all of us. And after all, we're all in it together. And we'll be answering a whole list of new questions for you right on the show this Friday, as always. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for following Carmen along, supporting our program, and of course, sharing the show. Be well, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. You want to join us again, because I think we're going to give out some pretty cool stuff tomorrow. Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, everybody.